am Savvy Mike, and this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. And my Libra brother, Stephen A. Smith, is going viral and in the news right now. Why? Why? Because the second greatest player of all time, LeBron James, yes, I said second. Kobe's still my GOAT. I don't give a fuck. No one says. Either way. The second greatest player of all time, LeBron James, decided to confront him about some things he was saying about Bronny. Let's watch.
I am pleading with LeBron James as a father. Stop this. You're exposing your son like this?
Look at Stephen A. Smith. He's like, bro, why can't I just leave? At this point, he's there because his job is telling him to be. So that happened. And of course, confrontation was caught on camera. It went viral. People were talking about it. Stephen A. Smith was on First Take this morning responding to that. But since that is an ESPN clip and Disney don't play about their clips, we're not going to play that. But what we are going to play is Stephen A.'s official response on his show, The Stephen A. Smith Show, on his YouTube channel. Let's listen.
Let's get to a subject that's apparently gone viral on social media today, and it also involves yours truly. Last night, I was in attendance at the Knicks-Lakers game, sitting courtside, where during a timeout, I believe it was in the third quarter, I was confronted by none other than LeBron James himself. LeBron had some choice words for me in regards to comments I've made prior about him in regards to his son, Bronny James. Before I get any further, let me just put to bed a couple of things that have been reported that are false. People was talking about LeBron called me out my name, or I saw somebody said he called me a bitch. Somebody said he called me a punk and all this. None of that is true. He was fiery. He approached me during the game and he said, "Stop effing with my son. That's my effing son. Stop effing with my son." I said, "What? Nah, man, straight up, man to man. Real talk. Stop effing with my son." And I saw how furious he was. And I said, "We can talk about it later." "Nah, F that. Stop effing with my son. That's my son. That's my son." I said, "All right, dog. Fine." And he walked away. That's all he said. I knew what he was talking about. I've spoken about this before. Matter of fact, I heard that not many, not all, but a few players were upset at me about that. I think one player in particular was Draymond Green, who I haven't spoken to since and has no desire to speak to me primarily because of this, I suppose. And I found out the way that I found out, which was last night while I was at the game. I was a guest of Ari Emanuel, owner of William Morris Endeavor, founder of William Morris Endeavor, rather. Founder of Endeavor, I'm sorry, before they merged with William Morris. And I was a guest of his, sitting at the game with him and Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm. I was sitting courtside, and the next thing you know, out of the blue, LeBron came in my face. Obviously, since he brought up his son, he was piggybacking off of what I had said weeks ago. And what I had said weeks ago is that when Bronny James was struggling, and I threw out some stats and stuff like that, and I said he's not ready. And then I came on this podcast and I reiterated that point. Clearly, it was something that was on LeBron James' mind that he was aching to confront me about. And so it happened the way that it happened. Now, before I get into anything else, let me say that LeBron's agent, who is Rich Paul, his boy, has my number. Maverick Carter, who's universally respected and is a big player in the industry these days, he has my number. It's very easy for LeBron James to have called me. It's very easy for one of them to have called me and to say, LeBron wants to see you. He wants to talk to you face to face, man to man. That's not what happened. Last night at the Lakers game happened. Now I get, and people have said to me today that I'm looking pretty damn sad. I'll fess up, I am. Because something like that is not something that should make any of us comfortable. I didn't anticipate it. I don't know why I didn't anticipate it. But I'm not here to blame LeBron James. That wasn't a basketball player talking to me last night. That was a dad.
And I want to hold Stephen A. Smith there because I have a special present right now. I got some LeBron James tequila. I forgot I had this. Yes, you got some LeBron tequila fresh out the fucking freezer. You know what? Since this is a LeBron topic, I decided might as well take a shot. I do have some thoughts about this. I don't think Stephen A. Smith should be mad, seeing the fact that he just got that huge contract from ESPN. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith. But he shouldn't be sad. If anything, he should be telling LeBron to get the fuck out of his face. But I'll save that.
He rolled up on me as a father. That's what he did. That was not a basketball player talking to me. We talk about LeBron James all the time. Practically everybody does. That's not what LeBron James does. So for him to confront me, obviously it was something that he was incredibly passionate about, put off about, and felt necessary to confront me about. And what better motivation could there be than to be protective of his son? I understand it. I respect it as a parent. I'm a father of 2 daughters. And in all honesty, I couldn't definitively tell you that if I were LeBron James, I would not have done the same thing. I would hope that I would not have. I would hope that I would have picked up the phone and called the person instead, or got arranged to see that person face to face instead, rather than walking up to me in the middle of a game, courtside. That was not the end of the game. That was not the beginning of the game. That was in the middle of the game that this happened. But that's what happened. And there's really not much you can do about it. I have a lot to say about it, but I wanted to address a couple of things. Number one, because I saw this tweet from Kevin Love. He was responding to my tweet. My tweet was, I had no intentions of talking about it. And the reason I had no intentions of talking about it is because that's what men do. You handle it privately if you can. I didn't want to address it. As I tweeted here, I wouldn't have either had it not gone viral. But it did go viral because when I got up, my social media person informed me that it was over 15 million views. And it had gone viral. It was number one. It was the number one sports story going. And regardless of everybody wanting to walk around acting like they don't have bosses, I don't deny the fact that I have bosses. I work for ESPN, and ESPN called me this morning. They said, what you mean you ain't talking about it? You most certainly have to talk about it. This directly involves you. And LeBron James is the biggest story in the country right now in sports. There's no way for you to escape it. Talk about it. You got your platform. Do what you got to do. I said, fine. Well, when I tweeted out to let everybody know that I will be talking about it, Kevin Love, LeBron's former teammate in Cleveland, throws out this tweet. You have no choice, laugh out loud. Because it went viral, laugh out loud. You didn't want to have to, laugh out loud. You wouldn't have, laugh out loud. Hold that tweet up. Let's go over the list. And I like Kevin Love. I'm very fond of him. All right. I have nothing negative to say. I have no choice because of what I just told you about my bosses, Kevin. Because it went viral, Kevin, which I just explained. I didn't want to. Why would I want to? I take no pleasure in something like this. And I guess it's the implication that, and I wouldn't have, laugh out loud on all of those things. You see, stuff like that dilutes the seriousness of the discussion. So let me explain this to Kevin Love in simplest terms. First Take has been the #1 morning show for 13 consecutive years. And on this particular morning, it's the day after I was in the news for a lucrative contract extension. So if I said that I didn't have any intentions of doing it, I don't have to lie. And I'm not starving for ratings. And respectfully, Kevin, you should know that I mean what I say. I don't have to lie. So I'll just leave it at that. Outside of that, feel free to support your boy.
All right. I don't know why Kevin Love just popped out of nowhere to say something about this. I mean, like Stephen A. Smith said, he had no choice. Disney just gave him $100 million, just made him the highest paid sports media personality in history. Hell yeah, you better talk about this, Stephen A. Smith. I don't give a fuck how sad you are about it. Oh, I hurt LeBron's feelings. Man, Stephen A., fuck that. Sometimes you got to put your dick on the table. And yes, it's LeBron James. Cool. But even LeBron James can be brought down a step or two. Like, hey, you need to calm down, bro. You want to know why you need to calm down? Because you're the main reason he's even in the NBA. In the NBA with an $8 million contract playing in the G League right now. That's all because of you. So just because you're you can't stop people for stating the facts and saying what they're saying about his play, because that's all Stephen A. Smith was doing. That's all he was talking about. He wasn't talking about Bronny and his snow bunny ways. But what are we doing? He kept it basketball. And strictly basketball, he was not ready to play. He should still be in college somewhere developing his skill. But no, because of nepotism, he's in the NBA. And that's cool. Look, they had a cool moment first game. Bronny subbed in. We saw LeBron and his son on the court together. Cool little moment. But outside of that, now he has to be a basketball player. And you can't baby him forever, LeBron. At some point, you have to let him be his own man. You can't be, oh, I'm going to stick up for your son's a grown-ass man. And if somebody wants to tell him he's trash, then they have every right to. And Stephen A. Smith he kept it as respectful as he possibly could. But these are just the facts. And when you have overhead saying, hey, you have to talk about this Bronny shit, hey, you have to talk about this LeBron shit, then respect the fact that he's at least going on there and telling the truth. And you know what that truth should do? Should make Bronny better. I saw a Will Smith clip with XQC of all fucking people. But I saw Will Smith with XQC, and somebody in XQC chat had said, fuck him. His streams are terrible. And he had banned them. And he was showing Will Smith, yeah, we just blocked this guy because he said this about me. And Will Smith was like, why did you ban him? Why did you block him? That should fuel you. That should make you want to get better. That should make you want to be the best. Let them say those things. So it should put the gas in you and make you want to be who you are. Period. At the end of the day, that's the mindset Bronny needs to have. He needs to see what Stephen A. Smith is criticizing him about, see what everybody else is criticizing him about, and focus on those areas, get better. Don't be Ben Simmons. You got a whole future ahead of you. Don't be Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons was hearing all this shit and didn't give a fuck. He still was ass. Still wouldn't shoot. Like, I witnessed it live. I went to that fucking Hawks 76ers playoff game when the Hawks went to, I think, the Eastern Conference Finals that year. I went to that game, bro. Duh. When I tell you Ben Simmons didn't put up not a shot, I was like, oh no, this nigga's ass. Like he refuses to shoot. Hey, I've never seen a basketball player refuse to shoot. Come on. Like, yeah, Bronny has a long way to go, and I think he'll get better for sure. But you have to let him grow, LeBron. You have to let him get the criticism. You have to let him hear the shit that he probably don't want to hear. But that's only going to make him better. And that's what Stephen A. Smith should have told LeBron. I don't give a fuck. King James, LeBron James was the second greatest player of all time. Who cares? 50,000 points? Cool. But you're not about to come to me on some bullshit, and it's some bullshit. Because that was bullshit. If you won't say it, Stephen A., you want to be sad about it, I got you, my brother. That was bullshit, LeBron. Anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comments below. All right. As always, I'm Savvy Mike with a broken mic. And this is I Am Savvy Mike TV. Peace.